Tim Martin here, part of Kevin Blanch's Post-Ignorance Army. Just wanted to do, every year I've been doing a rundown of the salmon or the sea life collapse of the Pacific Ocean since the Fukushima tragedy that nobody talks about. Everybody thinks it's cleaned up. Certainly hasn't been cleaned up. The Pacific Ocean is in full free fall. It's hard to imagine. I'm going to go over some hard details here on what's going on. Where I am right now is the mouth of the Rogue River where it meets the Pacific. The salmon collapse on the Rogue River is epic. It's about 95%, which is all of the rivers on the south coast of Oregon, which is a major area. It covers about 400 miles of coast range. I think it's clearly from, I've been following this for my whole life, and I've never, the fishing, it has ups and downs, but ever since Fukushima has happened, it's been just an epic downward spiral. The Rogue, hopefully Kevin Blanch will link up the test nets at Huntley Park so you can see the graphs over 10 years. And this includes the 10-year average that's been worked into it over the 10 years since Fukushima happened. So the collapse has been going, they've been reducing the limits year after year. And this year they went ahead and just completely closed to fishing, all fishing. They dropped it from 2 fish a day to 1 fish a day to 1 fish a season. Now they've just closed the fishing completely on the Sayusala, the Coquille, and the Sayusala, the Coquille, and the elk, closed to all salmon fishing. And nobody's talking about this. You probably heard that the crabs have collapsed in Alaska because the food chain's broken from the top down. I encourage anybody just to Google sardine collapse and anchovy collapse. That's what all the salmon feed on. Those are down 95%. I don't see how anything comes back from a 95% collapse. And it's year over year. Everything's closed completely, and they're still, well, it's just in free fall. The food chain's broken. You can see that on Alaska. They have a billion crabs missing. Something else that's not being talked about whatsoever, and Kevin and I have talked about this, and I've mentioned it on some of my videos, is the fish numbers have not only down. For example, the spring Chinook run on the Rogue River used to be 40 to 80,000 springers every year. This year